Okay, hi, I'm back here. Spent like a good portion of the time cleaning up this area, and the kids are now all in bed. I just heard Connor's sleep music, so that means he's already in bed. I discovered that our garlic has sprouted too, so this is lovely. I'm now sorting out, just like I did with the onions. I finished the onions up and I put them in a little container with a bunch of, not a bunch, just a tiny bit of water, because the water needs to keep being changed. Otherwise, it will get very slick and soggy, and you don't want that at all. So I'm kind of trying to wedge everything as upright and to the side as possible. It turns out that a onion can activate your phone, which is news to me, new news. I don't think we have enough to stand them all up yet. So you take the clove off the branch and find the ones that have sprouted already, and you just leave the bottom part here on, and this is what's gonna start sprouting. So it's now 11:30. This is usually the time that I try to be asleep, but it's unrealistic. I oftentimes will sit down and play my video game, and that takes up way too much time for me. So there's a lot of sprouted garlic in here. See how cute the cloves are? They're all close together here, snuggling. I got a text from James saying that he got to work, that the roads were smooth, and that's what I wanted to hear. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and do this a little more, and I'm out of space. Nope, not quite yet. Good Lord, this is taking a long time. So how does something I start trying to do at 6 o'clock turn into a 11:30 at night type project that I'm finishing off? Well, this is kind of how it goes. I did give the cats more cat food and the water to the animals, and went outside for a smoke finally, got the dogs out there, and cleaned up a little. Oh yeah, so that thing that is supposed to help chop things faster, it turns out that it takes an incredibly long time to clean. So I'm gonna have to, again, go through the videos and discover how much time it takes to clean and if that time is worth it or not. So eventually I will check it out, but not right now, because I'm focusing on stuff that has to get done. I have reached what I believe to be the maximum amount of space in here. Oh, not quite. So I'll just move things around a little more, and there's a ton of space. These will probably sit overnight. I have to go to Chatham tomorrow. We have an appointment for my daughter and a checkup for our brakes. Again, we just got our brakes done, and our front brakes are going again. So we're just going to check it out and see how long we have for those breaks to last before they need to be done and aren't safe on the highway, because we commute a lot. We're in a rural center. All right. I think we have just enough space to let this sit for the night. So, well, there's still stuff that popped out. There's not enough space for all of it. I'll just let these ones sit for the night. We've isolated the garlic cloves that we're going to use tomorrow in our recipes, because I've decided, since it's 11:30, I will just go through this with you guys, because that's already been started. This is along the lines of what I hope to show you about collecting seeds and gardening. And it's pretty important to be able to know how to grow your own, because the way the world is coming to a food crisis, everything's really getting so expensive and hard to support. I mean, rental issues are already a huge problem in Canada. People can't find apartments because everything's a luxury apartment. People are buying up property, fixing it up, and making people pay more. So, like, in order for a person to live in a bachelor apartment that's over at least $700, and that's one single person on ODSP, would not be feasible to be able to afford an apartment now without some kind of subsidized housing. And there's 3 to 5 year wait lists on subsidized housing. And so there's a lot of people that are homeless right now. And it's big. It's traumatic for a lot of people. I mean, the government can only do so much, but we need a really good finance minister to figure out how we can solve this problem. Or maybe we need a lot more people to be able to communicate with our MPs. But one way or the other, I mean, buying groceries and paying rent sometimes is impossible. So I'm just thankful that we got a place that we're going to be able to grow our own. I mean, it doesn't help right now. We're not starving, and I've got to be grateful for that too, because we're just one small step away from homelessness, and we're homeowners. So when you look at it, it's very humbling and terrifying that it could be anyone, anybody at all. And we really need to figure out a way to stand up to get the government to work harder on these issues. You know, every one of us has a lot of power with our voices. We don't even realize it half the time, how much potential we have for, like, creating change. Everyone thinks that it's not their problem until it's their problem. I mean, I don't know. If people donated more to the government, would the government just pay themselves more, or do you think they'd make better changes? Maybe some of the richer corporations and stuff could assist with plans in individual cities. I don't know. I'm really not sure. If I knew, I would have jumped on this problem like a decade ago before it even started. Alright. So this is our garlic. The stuff we're not going to use to plant. I'm just going to clean this cutting board up, and I think we're going to call it a night for today. We've got enough garlic here to grind and put in our stuff, and then tomorrow we're going to work on that pile of peppers and zucchini and eventually our potatoes. So thanks for joining us. Have a good night.